So I played Date Everything. And Date Everything is a sandbox dating simulator developed by Sassy Trap Games, where you're given the opportunity to quote unquote date the various pieces of furniture and bearings of your house using a stolen piece of prototype tech made by the company you got laid off from after your first date.
Microsoft.
So the characters in this game are all very beautifully designed, as you can see. They're beautiful to look at, but also each one very much matches their respective objects in very creative ways. It's also a very impressive feat to have so many voice actors in one little game. The whole game is voice acted in its entirety. And there's, I think, either exactly or over 100 characters that you can date.
Whoa.
And I'm pretty sure all of them, or pretty much all of them, have their own voice actor.
Wow, so there's not even any Nolan North doing 84
Yeah,
of them.
I think I saw like one person doing 2 characters, but that's like the height of it.
Troy Baker is your soda stream.
So it was just no, he's
Wait, you can date your soda stream?
no, you can date Troy,
date
Troy
everything.
Baker.
Oh, shit.
I think that's Troy Baker. I'm pretty sure he's Dorian, the door.
The door.
Fair enough.
But you got Troy Baker, Neil Newburn, Ben Starr, Felicia Day, Laura Bailey.
Oh, Ashley Johnson's in it.
Yes, Ashley Johnson.
I guess if you need them all to be one quick, small character role, then yeah, you can get a lot of people. Or,
Yeah.
cast
But
a lot,
it's
Cool.
a lot of people, and it's they do a great job, and there's a very cool system in this game called Rumor, which essentially gives you little riddles to hint at where you might find new dateable characters that you haven't found yet, which I thought was really neat. It's a good way to kind of push you in the right direction. Now I've played. I don't think I've played as many dating sims as people think I have, but I have played a few, and unfortunately, this one just didn't really do it for me for like a number of reasons. Like, first of all, you got 5 chances a day to discover characters before you get tired and go to bed. And when there's 100 to find, you kind of want to find them all as soon as you can before you decide to pursue specific ones. But when there's no visual indicator that an object might be one you've already met yet, and a lamp is the same character as the light switch, and you're not particularly interested in that character at all, it's like, well, shit, I've just wasted one of my energy having a second conversation with someone I don't really give a shit about. And the energy thing wouldn't really be a problem, but the walking speed is so slow, and you can't run, and you've got to go back up to bed each day. So it's just a bit finicky. Not too bad though, because the bed, she is very beautiful.
I've seen
she's
the bed.
very nice, but you don't want to talk to her every day if you want to try and discover
Wouldn't that
all the
make
different
life easy,
characters.
though?
If your bed was a beautiful
It
woman.
was your lover.
Yeah. She says that. Also, there have been like a handful of characters and bits of writing that I've, had a chuckle at. There's a character called Wallace. He's the wall. And all he can say is wall. And the very first conversation you have with him, you can choose to respond to him by also saying wall. And this kind of takes him back. And he gets so excited by you saying wall back to him that he confesses his love to you. And then you immediately get him as a love. You can make people love you, be your friend, or hate you. But as a whole, the writing is not really for me. It kind of felt a little bit 2010s Tumblr in its tone, which is a time in my life that I left behind a very long time ago. And I like, it kind of just felt a bit quantity over quality when it came to the actual dating sim aspect of the game. You don't really date the characters as much as you do have a few conversations with them where you say the right thing, and then they're like, okay, we're in love now. And then once you're like, quote unquote, dating them, they kind of just recycle the same few lines if you talk to them after that.
That's what I do.
It's a very cute concept with clearly a lot of love put into the character design and vocal performances. But for me, I think it just felt a little shallow in terms of the dating sim aspect, and the writing just did not really work for me. I call it less a dating sim and more a romantic collectathon.
That's kind of it, isn't it? It's totally the fact that you said there are 100
100
respectful
characters.
lovers around
Yeah.
your house. And again, I just have to preface it. I can't get my head out of the idea of this is just walking around trying to fuck everything in your house
Yeah.
and then getting tired and going to bed, and then every day going, oh, about 5 things I'm gonna try and fuck, and then
The
I'm like,
life of a bachelor.
but it's less to do with the like, how do you romance someone? And as you said, it's more just make friends with everything in your
Saying
house.
the right stuff and
Yeah.
talking to them all, but like there's just so many of them, and like I've accidentally talked to the same character 3 times, so I like don't.
Also,
like,
it's not even like, oh, I didn't mean to. It's like you click on that, it's like you've used that bit of energy.
you've used that bit of energy,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay.
Thinking you're like, oh, is this, as you said, is this a light switch or is
Yeah.
something? And it's no, it's the same lamp.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting point, the collectathonness of it. Because the interesting thing about a dating sim is you typically have these like character archetypes, and you're choosing someone usually that you would as yourself like pursue in real life. So like there's probably 1 or 2 that you're usually picking between out of 6 or 7.
Yeah.
As opposed to like and then pursuing in depth and going on multiple dates and
being torn between, like, I do really like 2 out of the 6 here or 3 out of them and having to make that choice.
and like the same like mechanics are usually involved of like you've only got X amount of hours in a day, and
Yeah.
do I buy I can only afford a gift, who do I get the gift for, that kind of thing.
And I think it's where other dating sims kind of thrive is not having that many options means that you can put more attention into the writing and stories and experiences that you have with the character into it, because for example you're only working with like 4 or 5 characters, and they all have really, really different things that they want to go and do with you, and it's like I think it feels there are beautiful things about it, but it feels a bit gimmicky.
Well, I don't think that currently, like, I don't love dating games, but I appreciate unique ones over the silly ones. And I think starting off in dating games getting quite famous early on with you had a 4 boyfriends and stuff like that, it's like, I can't believe that's the thing people like. But the silly dating genre is the silly dating game is its almost own genre now. And I think this feels more like it's trying to be a celebration of that genre, rather than being a good game or a specifically good dating game. Whereas, like, I liked, there was the one where you dated people with dogs, and, like, it's like, oh, here's a unique spin that adds a factor in there that makes the dating game feel a bit different. Yeah, here I just feel like this feels gimmicky, as you said, and it feels like it was such a silly idea from the get-go, and it never really found its time to be an interesting, considered technical game.
It felt, I think it ended up being a bit shallow, just because there's so many characters.
It's a Starfield of dating games.
Yeah.
Well, it feels like, and again, speculation, but it feels like someone just enjoyed creating fan art out of sexy versions of objects, of not personifying, it's my favorite word that I can never remember. Anthropomorphizing everything in your house and getting a range of interesting voice talent.
Yeah.
Actually making the game wasn't as important as just getting all those cool resources and making a cool...
Totally.
You feel like you were catfished?
No.
Okay.
That's nice.
That's what gets like I didn't go into like
Was-
I saw this game, and my first thought, as someone who's played dating sims before with a much smaller dating pool, I don't think that there's going to be that much depth to this. I think it's going to be probably
Totally.
a bit more tongue-in-cheek, a bit more gimmicky, and it's more like, how many things in your house can we turn into hot people?
That's it,
And
yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah.
That's so fine.
But go to DeviantArt.
Yeah.
Yeah. What in terms of the characters, because like the only other dating sim that I've played, I've seen clips of this one online, and I thought it was really well done, was the Game Grumps Dream Daddy.
Dream Daddy was
Yeah.
great.
See, Dream Daddy was
I
great.
didn't care for it.
But a lot of
Yeah.
people did, because I think they did a lot of work to that game.
And the
to
characters were actually, I don't know, fully fleshed out. Did you feel like
Totally.
in this one, it was very like, was it very monotone characters? Were they serving a purpose of just being hot?
I think the way that I feel got away with, like, arguably having a bit of a shallow dating experience was having the characters be so visually different, because they're each representing different things in the house, and they're designed so like specifically to those things, and having voice actors behind them made them all feel very different. But when it came to the writing itself, like, I mean,
Can I jump in really quickly
three
and ask
of
a
them
question?
seemed like the same person.
Is the dialogue from the characters relevant to what they are in the world? Like, how much do they push and pull with that? Like, oh, the
Of course, it's cool.
the pillow talks about really soft stuff all the time, or I don't know, I'm trying to come up with better
Well,
examples.
the bed-
The soda stream is really bubbly. It's like, do they do that, or is it pretty?
The bed makes the bed's all about, you know,
Wicked.
being comfy and you know.
But do
nice,
all the
soft
other
place.
characters put that in
Kinda.
there?
They all
Yeah.
have like some like
I guess if there's
very
a pun
distinct
somewhere, though.
archetypes. Like the light was like an influencer, I guess, because you know they love the spotlight.
Eh.
And the gym, like the weights and sports stuff. And that's the thing when you were in the little like home gym area.
Who is this?
Gus is like, I don't have
he's
one of
like-
those in my house.
Actually, I love her.
Yeah, but
that's
what is she?
That's Lucinda Lavish.
She's Lavosh bread.
She's the DLC.
Oh,
But what is she?
No, she is. So that okay, this is something I think is really neat about it as well.
Oh, the apps are-
is like Skylar Specs. She's the glasses that you use to see the
Yep,
furniture become stuff. Your Your-
Only on no one else's home.
your phone is a character.
Yeah, okay. An app is a character?
An app's a character. Like your messaging system's a character.
This
Like
person needs therapy.
the game itself is a character.
Oh my god. Yeah, okay.
So that you know they go real
that's
into
kinda-
it.
it's like meta, and
Yeah.
the collectathon thing seems to be the drive of it.
I think
It's like
that's
being
Yeah.
surprised by the next one you find.
you got to date them all. That's kind of the vibe here.
Like Pokemon.